Hello, everybody. Smitty here with Oz Talk for July the 10th, a Win Dummies production. Got a cool show for you tonight. We're going to have our normal Oz Talk sections where we talk about past tournaments, upcoming tournaments, points. We're going to bring in some TDs to pump up their events. And then we're going to bring in our special guest, Mr. Bruce Hudson. But before we go any farther, let me bring in my main dude, Ronaldo. What's happening?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a fun show. Interested to hear what these guys have to say about their events, what makes it something you want to come to. But really excited to talk to Bruce, introduce Bruce to a bunch of people who maybe don't know of the guy, which is too bad and kind of our goal to bring some of these disc golf legends to everybody's friends list.
Yeah, man. Obviously, even I don't know Bruce as well as most. From him being from a different part of the state and in a time where I wasn't really traveling much. So obviously, anyone who's played golf in Kansas as long as I have knows who Deuce Hudson is. But and certainly have met Bruce on numerous occasions. But yeah, really excited to have all of these folks. Really, a true Kansas legend. I mean, this dude's got a KDGA number that is maybe the lowest around. I'm not even sure. It's down there.
It's a little one, so we probably should pay some bills, don't you think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Start where we always start in this section. Let's look at some past tournaments since our last show. Get these called up. Boom. There we go. So you can see we had the Hot and Cold Classic, 63 players, a pretty solid turnout.
Yeah.
And Nolan with the two-stroke win over a hometown guy there, Micah Tatro.
Yep. Got it done.
So,
then they went,
yes,
then you had Lakewood Open, Salina, 53 people. Trevor Wood gets it done, right? That's pretty awesome. Beat some good dudes. Tate, Schaefer, DB shot, right up there with everybody in the 50-year-old division. So, Lakewood, 53 people, Lakewood. That's pretty good.
DB makes a lot of money beating up on the old guys in Central Kansas.
Them Central Kansas old guys, you'd think they'd get tired of handing DB their money, but he smiles doing it, so I think they like it.
Yeah, well, that's on them. Then we had the Father Padilla Open with a Win Dummies favorite, the Loft, organizing that. 33.6 people.
That's an odd number, but
one
guy
got bit by a beaver.
Scuba's not even here anymore, so I don't know how we get to a 0.6.
It happens. But it looked like Nate Taylor got the one-stroke win, and Austin Letzinger, who I'm assuming is still leading the point race in his division, was right behind him, played open. And that was a fundraiser for disc golf in the Harrington area. And I think I read something like they raised $1,730-something, something like that. Wow. So that's pretty cool.
That's great. Yeah, that's one I wish I'd have been able to make it to. Man, I love playing at the Bashholtz Family Disc Golf Center. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, man.
Cessna. What happened to Cessna, man? That was last weekend, yeah?
Yeah. We break it down into 2 days. We had full house first day. JB was low man. He bested the Pro Masters by 6 strokes.
It looks like he went by 6 storks.
Well, that happens too. That can happen too. But yeah, the storks were coming in. I mean, we know that's why Lucas isn't here. So it's bound to happen. And then Sunday we had 49 players. The weather looked like it could get nasty at any minute, but we dodged a bullet, and outside of about a 25-30 minute span, we had great weather. And Shea Montez, brother of Logan, I think he lives in Florida. At least he used to live in Florida. Came down and stomped a mud hole in everybody, going 44-44. Pretty good shooting.
Yeah, a couple Hank Aaron rounds is pretty good stuff, man. That's pretty hot. But 120 people, 120 people, dude. That's a lot of people to run through there in 2 days. So,
Yep.
So I know y'all put some work in for that. So it's good work.
That we did. So, a little bit about what's coming up. We got Double Down in Tootleville. We were hoping to have Eli come in and tell us what was going on, but Eli wasn't able to make it apparently. So, we've got all I know is it's a doubles event going down at Miltonville, which would be a place that you would, Eli might have just showed up, which would be a place that you would want to have a doubles partner. And here he is. Let's bring him in.
No, let's talk to him.
Eli.
How's it going?
You are live.
Perfect.
We were just talking about your event a little bit. So tell us a little bit about it.
So it's going to be best shot doubles, both rounds. And so we're going to play the longs like we played for Tootle Toss. Damon's got a few more long tees cooked up for us. I don't know whether to be excited or scared, truthfully. The longer that track gets, the more disastrous it can be on the scorecard. But it should be good. We do have a $4 CTP that will be paid out between 2 rounds. So each round gets $2. So we got that going on. And then also the $5 race pot. But that's kind of it. I will be taking day of signups. But for the people that are interested, if they could sign up on Disc Golf Scene, it helps me out in the long run. Just getting everything going faster.
Yeah, it helps you get a lot of work done before the event starts. How many people are you currently at?
We're at 22 right now. I just talked to the neighbors. They were talking about preparing lunch, much like they did at Tootle Toss. And so I'm expecting around 30. Maybe have a few more for day of signups, but not too sure.
How fast is that one coming up? Is that this weekend?
Yeah, that's this weekend. Yep.
Yeah.
Is he doing that stage hole?
Oh yeah, it's going to be the full tournament. We got to have the tournament layout. It's got, and I've been looking at the wind forecast. I think we're looking at like 25-mile-an-hour wind that day. So
yeah, that thing's going to be impossible.
Yep, nice, cool 100-degree day to get us going on that course.
So all divisions the same price? One division? What do you got?
So we've got 2 divisions, Pro-Am. So AMs will get a credit. There'll be through DU, and they can go ahead and just pick out their merch if they want to go on site there, or they can do an online gift certificate. Pros will get cash. So we'll just do cash their day of.
Awesome, man.
Yep.
Right on.
Well, appreciate you coming in and giving us a little lowdown on what's going on. And
no problem.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck with Miltonville, and have
We're
fun
gonna
enforcing rules. That's all I got to say
Exactly.
on that place.
Yep, exactly. But take care, fellas.
Have
Bye,
fun.
dude.
Stay cool, man.
Later,
Thank
man.
you. Later.
I'll see you guys.
Right on. Also, on that same day, we've got this guy and his crew taking care of the Woods Park Open in Wellington. Sean, how's it going, man?
Fantastic.
Good. So can you tell us a little bit about the Woods Park Open? What's planned and what are you going to do to get us people to show up there?
Well, I know it coincides with the Wheat Festival. They have that going on. I think there's some music and stuff like that, carnival, whatnot, if you wanted to stick around and do some of that other stuff as well. But I know that Pee Wee and Nate Alton had been working on carving out a new hole for, what is that, hole 4? And I assume we'll probably end up playing some of the added holes as well. But yeah.
Continue at Monster D started.
Yeah. Blame it on Monster D.
For those of you who don't know, Daryl was a golfer in Winfield a long time ago, and he needed some community service, so I let him cut out some trees that he shouldn't have been cutting, and the police made him stop.
I thought you was running that saw, but
Wasn't me, man. I don't
yeah,
know.
Daryl ain't here.
Yeah.
We'll
So
blame
how
him.
many do you currently have?
I looked earlier or yesterday, and I think it was like 16 or 18. And there will be day of sign up, and it's golf cart friendly. So if you have a golf cart, bring it. There'll be shenanigans and whatnot, and I think it's a 10 o'clock tee time, day of sign up. I think I might have already said that, but
Right on, man. And you said it earlier that you were unsure if they're doing the holes across the railroad bridge.
I'm assuming probably so. If Alton has anything to do with it, but yeah, I don't know. I got roped into doing this, so
Yeah, all right. Well, it's always fun. Every time I've been there, I've had fun. Those extra holes are fun. The original course is fun. So I'm sure everybody that participates will have a blast and drive a golf cart around and
oh yeah,
have a good old time.
it's definitely always a good time. You have anybody mention anything about the fundraiser deal at Clap the following day, or?
I was going to hit that up at the end, but we can talk about it now if you want.
Oh no, I didn't see it on the agenda, so I
Yep.
just.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to mention that right when we
Yep.
got done before we went on to our next spot. So,
Yep.
anywho, all right, Sean, thanks for coming on. Tell us what's going on with Woods Park Open, and good luck with the event.
All right, thanks guys. Good
All right,
talking
man.
to you.
Yeah.
Later,
Appreciate
dude.
you.
Bye.
And then from the Woods Park Open, it is going to be a busy KDGA weekend, boy. You can travel down to Sharon, Kansas. And we got the TD of the Sharon event, Craig Winters. Craig, tell us a little bit about what's going on down there at Bird is the Word.
Yeah, this is the third annual Bird is the Word tournament, and you record only your birdies or aces. So if you don't make it in 2 or 1, just go ahead and pick your disc up and move on to the next hole. 45 player cap. The course is pretty short. It's a good experience for, people that are wanting to test the waters on tournaments. Introductory, it's kind of similar to the Double Deuce, but not limited to carrying only 3 discs. You can carry as many as you want. We're usually done out of there by 3 o'clock at the latest. The holes are all pretty reachable for everybody. There's only 2 holes that are over 300 feet. So it's a fun time. Got one basket that the locals decided they needed to weld to the right field fence. So that's fun to try to go for and try to see if you can get a 2 on that one. It's the longest hole on the course at 335 or so. So
Right on. While we have you on here, the Bulldog Brouhaha will happen before the next Oz Talk. So do you want to give us a little lowdown on that?
yeah, that'll be a regular, scored event. It's non-sanctioned, pretty laid back. Our course here at the high school that we put in last May, so it's just a little over a year old. 9-hole course, and has 2, I think, unique holes to the area. They're wooded. Don't see that too often in these parts. We throw across the track a couple of times, so we play the track as a bunker. So you add a stroke where you're at, but don't pull back on the out of bounds. And it's a good time. I believe we had 19 last year, so we're hoping this year we can increase attendance on that. So
When's that one happen, Craig?
It's on Saturday, the 3rd of August. So the 1st of next month.
And you said here in town, I think you meant Attica, right?
Yeah, here in Attica, sorry.
Which is how far from Wichita? for anybody that may want to head that way?
Depends on what side of Wichita you live to, but from Millbrook, it's just right at an hour. I can make it there in an hour, so it's not too bad. And Sharon's only 10 miles from Attica, so
Right on. So pretty easy drive. If somebody's looking for some disc golf action, unique format on Sunday, or a normal tournament at a shorter, the Bulldog Brouhaha's fairly short course.
Yeah, it's shortish. It's a little bit longer than Sharon, and it has more obstacles to it. Sharon's more open. Both are KDGA events, obviously. So if you're looking to try to get some points, good chance
How do you get signed up? You have it on Disc Golf Scene or anything?
Yes, they're both on Disc Golf Scene. For the Bird is the Word, I will take day of signups because I know there'll be some locals that'll come trickling in. So if anybody wants to do that, if you want to reach out and tell me you're coming, I can put you in the computer. That makes it easier for both of us. So we can do cash the day of.
It always is easier when they pre-register. So right on, Craig. Well, thanks for coming on and telling us about your upcoming events, and hopefully some people head on down south and play some disc golf.
Thanks for having me on. Love to have you guys at our tournaments. Thank you.
Right on, brother.
All right, Craig. Appreciate you.
Up next, in the wind tunnel, coming in at 5'8", a bulldog of a man, Brandon Mace. What up, buddy?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today?
Wait a minute. Time out. You guys got the same shirt on. How cute.
It's not the same shirt, but it's awful close.
Yeah.
Well, Ronnie's wife called me and told me what he was wearing today, so
Wow.
I figured
Wow.
I'd minimum it.
Ronnie's wife does watch this from time to time, so
I think Ronnie's wife enjoys when we give Ronnie a little bit of crap too. So
I can guarantee you that.
Did she like my gorilla comment the other day or not? I didn't.
I don't know that she caught that one, but
all right.
At least she didn't mention it, but I did see it.
Those 20-year-olds, sometimes it goes over their heads.
35.
All right. Nate, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, man, we've been preparing for the Kansas Disc Golf Championship out in Beloit, Kansas at Chautauqua Park. It is July 20th through 21st. Tee off. It's going to be a 3-round event. We've over the last years, it's been sometimes the weather's a little bit brutally hot, and so they've talked me into having that a 3-round event. 2 rounds on Saturday starting off at 10 a.m. and then 1 round on Sunday starting off at 9. Man, last year when I got back to Wichita, I think it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was pretty amazing to get back from the neverlands of Kansas up north and be back in town and still be able to rest up and stuff like that for the next week. So hopefully that'll encourage some people to come out. We do have a $5 ACE fund. There's on Friday, there is going to be a flex start doubles from 3 to 6, $20 a team. There'll be pro and am divisions. Also, Friday night, Black Ace is having a customer appreciation barbecue, and so he's going to be feeding a lot of people. He's got a brand new or new to him barbecue trailer, so he's going to be having that thing grilling, and man, that park's going to be smelling like barbecue the whole weekend long. Some of you might have caught that I fired my smoker up on last Friday. Got all the pork smoked up for the KDGA meal barbecue. It's part of your KDGA package, so any KDGA member can eat free. If you're not a KDGA member, just throw a donation in the bucket. Goes towards the meal. But that stuff is all shredded up and frozen, ready to be brought back to life on the 20th. The entry fees, I believe, are $60, $50, and $45. I had it up there, but my other phone blanked out on me. Am I missing anything? And basically, this is an event that we fire the pool up, get the pool for Saturday night. Helps you kind of relax, get in there, and man, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. I've seen Smitty dunk some little girls. I've seen that's not the only place I've seen him. No, that's a whole another deal.
It was, but
yeah, the Moser kids. He's been good at picking on the Moser kids over the years. But jump or cannonball contests, frisbee, throwing back and forth in the pool, and man, it's just so many times we're go to events and get in our car and go home, and this event encourages camping and hanging.
Think we lost you, Mace.
If you have a camper, you can tow it up there and hook it up to electric. If you're in a tent, you can
roast.
Roast a little bit. But I've seen some people connive an AC unit in a few of them.
I know Unruh that might be doing that this weekend because he couldn't borrow my camper. So I heard him. I think Nicholas is going to try to do that. I think both the boys are going actually. But really, nice. I mean, look, if for anyone who's never been there, man, it's a 2 or 3 day party, depending on when you go up there, and a disc golf tournament kind of just gets in the way. That's really the best way to describe what happens in Beloit every summer.
It's one of my all-time favorite tournaments. I've been told I'm going to a Royals game this year, so somebody else will have to pee in the pool because I'm not going to be there.
I unfortunately am going to have to miss it again this year too. So, which bums me out. And I love the change, Brandon, to 3 rounds. I think I played 2 years. I think I missed last year, but 2 years ago, I think it was the first year we done that. And like you said, man, I had the camper in the storage and back to the house, and it was maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. So
yeah,
that's such if you haven't been there, you didn't know how long that weekend was when it was 4 days. And if you went up on Friday, which most people did, you were wiped by the time you got home at Sunday at dark.
It can be a test of endurance, that's for sure.
For sure.
Oh, show. So,
and it is up on disc golf. It is up on Disc Golf Scene. T-shirts to everybody who comes and plays.
Right on, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Hate to kick you to the curb, but we got to keep her rolling. We don't want to keep Bruce waiting in the wings, but we got to get all moving and hope good luck with Beloit. And I'm sure I'll see you before then.
Yes, sir. Good luck out there.
Right on,
Good seeing you,
bro. That's one of my dudes right there. Long time dude. So, and then the final event that we'll have before the next podcast is the Millbrook Open here in Wichita, Kansas at Millbrook Park. Registration is up on Disc Golf Scene, just like Cessna. We'll do it over 2 days so we can run some more people through there. This is the 5th year. I had to look see how many Frisbees I had back there. I just got confirmation from DD that the Garrett Brigham Dimaxes are done and will be ready tomorrow. No idea what they are. I can't wait. It's my favorite present of the whole summer is looking to see what Garrett worked up. So,
well, when's the reveal on that? We don't have to wait till the tournament, do we?
No. I'll share them when I get them.
Okay.
It's always a little scary ordering 125 Frisbees that you haven't seen what they are. So, but
pretty good track record on the quality of that design, though. So I think we'll be all right.
Well, yeah, he hasn't let us down yet. That's for sure.
For sure.
So, all right. Well, let's get through some points. Then we can bring Bruce in and get to the bottom of it. So, add this to the stage. There.
Boy, old Tater Tot's starting to run away, isn't he?
Yeah, not much has changed in the open division. Tate and Schaefer still going at it. Remember, blue means that they're the top in their region. Red means they're in the top 3rd. And yellow, like Joe Morrison over here, the guy who's going to cook all the dogs and burgers and whatever he's going to cook at Beloit. He's currently the Frizz Rocker. So, yeah, I mean, you can see what we got going here. Top third of each division gets into the KDGA finals, and that's always the goal, man, to make the finals and play so you can get that free membership the following year.
Yes, sir.
Where are you at?
Obviously not in the top 10.
Maybe after the Brook.
Perhaps after the Brook. I've been known to play well at Millbrook Park a time or two.
Yes. And then there was DB going for his 9th consecutive MP50 title.
14th consecutive MP50 title or whatever it is. It's a lot in a row.
Yeah, he plays a lot of events, and
Joe's cut the lead a little bit. A little bit. He slimmed the lead. It's not over.
And Joe's playing a lot of tournaments. Joe's trying to get he's playing a lot of the PDGA ones. He's trying to get points so he can get to play Am Worlds next year is his goal. So there we go. And then over here in the MP60 division, we got last month's guest, Big Daddy Dan Dawkin, leading the way over Mr. Leahy, who I don't know if he's played many tournaments. I haven't seen him outside of the food drives, but Dan Dawkin in a convincing fashion holding that one down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's Austin. Oh, look at that. Eli's catching him.
Boy, it's close. And he's got a tournament this weekend. I mean, look out.
Yes, he does.
Look
yes,
out.
he does. And then in I think the MA40 division might be the biggest division. I'm not 100% sure, but they got 35 of those old farts in there. And we got Pry leading that over Mr. Workentine. And then no coincidence there probably that Kevin Neufeld, No Shady Business, is top AM in the division. Yeah.
Sure. Each and every one of them points are 100% legitimate.
Yeah. I mean, why would the points guy cheat, 100%. Right?
No chance that it's not legitimate.
And then look down here in the women's AM1, 1 point separating the two of them.
Okay, Katie's 1 point behind. That's
I'm pretty sure Katie will play Hayes, I would guess. So, and I don't know what Tricity will play. I don't know if you know her or not. She's a local girl here. So we'll see. Tricity, if you're watching this, you better play the Brook. You're going to need the points, sister. And then we have Heather Robinson leading AM40 women's, and Bill Taylor. Look at that. Beating down on Jerry Staub, which is close, and Jerry will probably play enough tournaments to catch him. So that'll be a fun race to watch. And Money Mike is nearly doubling up the field. Forget about it. It's a race for second.
As they would say, he gone.
He gone. The Gregs are in trouble. So, yeah, we forgot one thing to mention. We might as well hit that real quick. We said we were going to hit it, and then we glazed right over it. But we got the Tyson Jones fundraiser this Sunday here at Clap Park in Wichita. I'm not sure which course they're playing. I would assume Fun Day. That seems to be the one that they play the most often.
Pretty sure that's what I saw.
Yeah, so that will be I think it's $30 to play. Half goes to Tyson, half goes to the payout.
It's going to be a big raffle. I've seen some of the prizes that are going in. I mean, you're talking about special edition Frisbees, baskets, all sorts of good stuff going in that raffle. So yeah, man, if you're in town in the weekend, get out there and support one of our own. He's had some rough health stuff in the last 3-4 months, and good opportunity if you want to donate some money, it's a good opportunity to do so.
That's right. And I'm going to answer Ivan here. Yes, you little turd. I participated in every one of those events. And you see that one there? Yeah, buddy.
That one right there that he's just pointing to said he had the best caddy on the planet that day, and look what I got. That's what it says.
Yeah. For a back nine. So, hey, you ready to do this?
I'm ready. Is Bruce here?
Bruce has been waiting in the wings for a long time. I can see
Wow.
him back there in the Wind Dummies wind tunnel. So I'm going to give a little rundown of Bruce, and then we'll bring him in. This came right off of Bruce's Kansas Disc Sports Hall of Fame induction picture. Bruce comes from Lawrence, Kansas, was introduced to flying disc sports while in college in 1978 at Southwest Missouri State. Bruce played all flying disc sports and was a standout ultimate player until devoting more time to disc golf in the 80s. While living in Topeka, he formed the Dawn to Dusk Disc Golf Club and served as president and TD for several years. He also spearheaded efforts to develop the Lake Shawnee Disc Golf Complex. And he is currently on the board of the Kansas Disc Sports Scholarship Foundation. There he is, the man of the hour. Hang on a minute.
Get this
What's
stuff
up,
off here.
dudes?
Hey, gang. Hi, Smitty. Hi, Ronnie.
How you doing?
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm nervous as all get out, but
Oh, no
pleasure
reason to be.
here.
Bruce, the first
Well-
question I got to ask you, I'm going to go right off your bio. Are you calling it Southwest Missouri State still, or is it Missouri State? Because it's slow-mo forever for me. Oh, no. Did we lose Bruce?
Did we lose Bruce? No, he
I've
didn't.
noticed. I'm back, but
Oh, there
I've
you go.
noticed I dropped in and out a couple times, so I'm sorry. And my
Well,
wife walking behind me, so she might wave too.
Well, that's great. And some kind of a beast she's holding there, a cat. So
All right, Ronnie, you were saying. I'm sorry.
No, I said I'll go right off your bio. Are you still calling it Southwest Missouri State, or are you one of them that have gone to Missouri State? Because it'll always be slow-mo to me.
Yeah, SMSU is what I grew up with.
Yeah, there you
but it is Missouri State now. They've come a long way for sure.
They're fancy now. They're fancy.
right on. Should we get into it?
Let's do it.
Bruce, I told you we were going to hit you with these 3 questions. I forewarned you. These are Ronnie's questions. We ask every guest this. We've had some outstanding conversations based off of these. Ronnie, hit him up.
All right, Bruce. This is the 3 from the T. Everybody's got to answer them. Question number 1. Do you remember your first disc, and do you still have it?
Well, so back in my era, it was regular Frisbees, Masters, and Super Pros. Play, catch, and bent games. So I don't have any of those. But when I started at SMSU and played the Ultimate team, I still have my 1980 Ultimate disc that really got things started. So I'm pretty proud of it. It's never been thrown. So 44 years. I can't believe as clumsy as I am with managed myself and other things. It's pretty spectacular.
That's great.
That is awesome.
That's
That's
about,
awesome.
what would you say, Smitty? I'd say about a third of our guests still have their a disc, that's
Yes.
around the first one or something.
Not
like
all
that.
of them had it in arm's length.
No. And
Oh no, I brought
and-
them in here because it's cool. But then I've also got to share. I brought a couple others.
Sure.
So 1979, 80. There's a disc golf course in Springfield, Missouri that they actually held in 1978, the seniors national championships there. And I actually have that upstairs too. I did not observe the event, but I have it. But this is what we started playing disc golf with. HDXs and Midnight Flyers. And I got the whole collection of the HDXs thrown. And then what's near and dear to my heart is I did go to the 1983, the second Disc Golf World Championships, and I still have the Super Puppy unthrown that we were given for that event. And much to my chagrin, I went there with the 70 molds, midnight flyers, these HDXs, and in the players package.
Oh, he'll come back.
He'll come back. It looks like a
Oh, that's a
it looks like an eagle. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang it.
Come on now. Come on,
Well,
internet.
while we wait on him, I know one guy in Hutchinson that's probably just drooling over that collection. You're back. Is that a patent pending eagle?
Yeah. So this is the actual eagle from that tournament. So those are my
All unthrown.
Yeah, all of those are unthrown.
Man. Yeah,
It's
I'm sure Chris Madison would love to get his little grubby paws on those.
And I am really looking forward to seeing his collection too, because it's what little he showed at the Hall of Fame induction was pretty impressive, and I know he's got a whole lot more.
Yeah, man.
If you go back on YouTube a couple of months ago, we had Maddie on the show from the collection from his little museum there. So
From his museum.
It was pretty impressive. Yeah.
I'll definitely do that, but I got to get up to Hutch and see it in
Gotta
person.
see it. Yeah.
I'm hoping that we can take a Wind Dummies field trip down there and do the show from his museum. I think that would be amazing.
It is.
That'd be so much fun.
The caliber of his collections is fantastic.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Ronnie, you ready to hit
Question
him?
number 2. Yeah, let's do it. Question number 2. You got a dream card. It's you and 4 people. They could be any people living, gone from us, however you want to do it. But you've got a dream fivesome. Who you taking with you?
You know, I really struggled with this because every time it's probably a couple, 3 times a month, we get to hook up with the OG KC players, Otto, Hal, CD, Wisby, and I cherish those every time, right? And then we've got Tavish and Fred and Sam and Charlie, Ben, CD may come in, and it's so I don't really have this, because I've always been more about the camaraderie of it. I tried to be a competitor, but I was never a champion. But if I were to have one person join our regular group, I'd like Fred Morrison, the guy who in 1937 got a popcorn lid and was throwing it on the beach thinking that's the greatest thing in the world, that turned it into the flying saucer, Pluto platter, what have you. That would be a really interesting conversation. Otherwise, believe me, I am in awe of the disc skills that are going on these days. But I'd rather be carrying their bag than have to play with them.
There you go.
I hear you there.
Yeah, it's all about the guys, right? I mean, that's
absolutely.
And the girls say the same thing. Yeah, there you go. And
you listed a lot of people that are on my my current hit list, so you might want to go ahead and forewarn them to be on the lookout for a message from me to come on here, and you can tell them it's not that bad. You only have, let me look,
so far
6,000 people watching. We've lost him again.
It's coming. You're there. You're there.
Am I back? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on.
I don't think it's all you. I think every once in a while we'll have guests on and we'll get just a second or two where it drops out, but we work right through it.
Right on.
And as soon as it happens, we just come back and forth, and you'll come back in, and we'll jump right in. But yeah, I can't. Some of those names you listed, man, I just want to hear some of the stories from Hal Baby and the Cashin Boys, and of course CD. So I can't I remember the first time I met CD. I can't wait to tell him that story. He probably has no recollection of it whatsoever. I was this young dumb chump, and there was CD. So
Well, and
yeah.
I will say, playing with that gang, and then throwing in like LaRon and Todd Henry, may rest in peace, and just the shenanigans and shit talking. Oh my gosh, it was a time hard to focus on playing disc golf because everybody's just cutting it up and having fun. And
Yeah.
that's part of the beauty of this sport.
Oh, absolutely. That's the best part of it, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
100%. 100%.
I'm excited for this next one.
All right. This one's, we'll see. Let's do it. Quite simply, your favorite disc golf memory.
Oh man, so you're talking 40 some years. I had to break it down into 3. I'm sorry, it's not 1.
Hey, we're good with that.
But first and foremost, going to the 83 Worlds in Huntsville, Alabama with Levon Wolf, Tom Monroe running it, and the courses, the organization of it, and having the players party at the Space and Rocket Museum where we're playing mini disc golf around Saturn V rockets, SR-71 jets, and then you go in to eat and they've got a shrimp buffet spread. It was just like, holy cow, the game has elevated to this, I mean, it's just a whole nother what the heck. That was probably the most impressive. And then and then getting shocked with what the heck's this bevel edge disc. But the next one I would say is Japan Open, another where the level of the sport and presentation, organization, just the players being catered was incredible. I went 2010 and 2014, had a fantastic time. Petey, Jack Lowe, and I went to the Tashigi Fish Market at 4 a.m. and watched the famous tuna auctions in there at the world's largest fish market, which has closed and moved somewhere else at this point, was incredible. And then more hometown. There was a Shunganunga we had where we had the Kansas City Dirty Dozen brass band be our entertainment, and just playing the games, the egg toss, the premium night golf, the food that we provided, some skinny dipping shenanigans going on in the lake. So much fun because, back in those days, what the Dawn to Dusk Disc Club tried to do was to make that tournament great for everybody. It didn't matter if you got last place, first place. We wanted to make sure everybody got something out of it. Everybody had a chance to enjoy it. And even at that time, if you got the last place cash, which we were, definitely at the 35, 40%, you got your double entry. You actually won money, right? Not, hey, get your entry fee back. So we had a lot of fantastic people in the club that made that happen. And that's probably one of my favorite Topeka memories.
That's awesome. I was actually a member of the Dawn to Dusk for the short amount of time I lived in Topeka. And, yeah, pretty awesome that, had such a great part in that. And going back to something you said earlier, disc golf tournaments used to just be a lot more fun. It used to be more about the fun than I mean, we were all competitive too, but it was about, most fun wins that didn't come from nowhere. Right. So,
right. Yeah, absolutely.
I love hearing the stories about. I mean, I was around for more of it than I'd like to I'd like to remember sometimes, but hearing the oldest stories, man, Smitty knows every time I have one of you guys on, man, I just end up sitting here like a kid in a candy store listening to the stories. It's great.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead, Bruce.
Well, I was just going to say, definitely the spotlights on, the caliber of the players and play these days, which is amazing. It really is. And it's definitely become more of a spectator sport to watch, thankfully because of, the things that they're doing to be able to broadcast it and commentate. But we can't lose sight of all the people that are, even especially today, going out and doing course maintenance, picking up, the trash, running leagues. I mean, those little things is what makes these big tournaments and events happen, right? I mean, and the clubs that support that and foster it. I'm glad, you guys are helping showcase those type of folks that are still doing the nitty-gritty work that goes, without being said or acknowledged. I think the players see it that are local, but my hat's off to those guys big time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of unsung heroes out there that are, going out there and doing everything that nobody wants to do. And we lost Ronnie and wanting zero credit for it, just doing it because it needs to be done. And yeah, it's kind of sad to me that when we get done with the disc golf tournament now, I'll be looking around and there'll be only the people that won left. You know what I mean? They want to come rummage through the plastic or get their cash. I miss the days of everybody sitting around, talking, hanging out, cheering, just like you said, cutting up and having fun. And unfortunately, that part of disc golf it's kind of taken a hiatus, I think. So
yeah, it's just evolved into that's the expectation of, and I think part of that too is back in the day, you could look at the tournaments in Kansas on a couple pages for a year, right? And now just the vastness and vicinity of all of these, you guys just talked about a slew of them, coming up in the next couple of weeks, right? So it is hard for people to choose where to go because there are choices and how it fits into your life with other things going on. And it does become just kind of a hit it and go. And I'm guilty of it too. We called the Dawn to Dust Disc Club back in the day for a reason. I mean, it was like, okay, we're playing, 4 rounds over 2 days. We're doing drunken doubles Saturday afterwards. We're gonna, we couldn't get enough. But it's, things change.
yeah, they do. We get older and it gets harder to do the things you got to do on Monday and Tuesday.
That's right.
So, well, I got a question that I think will be interesting, and Ronnie and I've already discussed this a little bit. We both stumbled across the fact that your first sanctioned PDGA event was this 1983 Worlds that you played. That's the first one on record. So
Yeah.
Is that true or
Well,
not?
No, because that's really interesting. Record keeping was a challenge for the PDGA back then.
That was said.
So how I got to the 83 Worlds is I played in the Kansas City Wide Open first tournament, which was also 1983. And I did pretty good and actually would have done better except for me and Alan Hughes, and a lot of people probably don't know who he is, but he was a FUBAR member of mine from Springfield who lived up north in Kansas City. And this tournament was the first KC Wide Open. It was in Shawnee Mission Park. And, oh, you got an hour lunch. We're like, well, hell, this is a Frisbee tournament. Ultimate, they never start on time. So we drove up to Parkville and had lunch, listened to some music, come back, and Mark Stiles was running this tournament, and man, we missed the first 2 holes, and I think I still got 7th place in open. So I was like, dang. So then Ace Mason drugged me to the 1983 4th of July event in Colorado, which we played at CSU on tone poles. And I got 5th place there. And so Ace is like, man, you got to go to the Worlds. And I was like, well, that sounds fun. So me and Bob Fields and Alan Hughes drove down to Huntsville, Alabama, which was an amazing experience, like I said earlier. So that was really not my first. And I was playing where I really learned to be competitive was in Oklahoma with the McClellans and Alvin Dale, Frank Beach, and a lot of those guys. They had it going on, and it was easy for us to go down to Tulsa, Oak City, Norman, and play there. So I think that's just probably the first one that was recorded.
Yeah. We were pretty sure that you had to have some sort of qualifying to get there, and then we both said, I'm guessing in 1983 the record keeping wasn't great. Not like today.
Well, as a matter of fact, they had me I had to go challenge them because they had my starting year, I think at like 1988. I'm like, okay, go do the math. My number's 2485. And I go, when do you think that came in? They're like, oh yeah, that is 1983. So they at least changed my starting year of the PDGA correctly.
And that brings us to a next thing that's pretty interesting. I felt like while we were looking, I saw your number 2485, right? That what you just said?
Yep.
And I thought, dadgum, that's low. By the way, you got the record for the lowest PDGA number to join our podcast, and you're not going to lose. Maybe I'm working on something.
Hal Baby's going to beat me big time.
Well, when I searched, this is kind of interesting. I searched ratings, and I only looked for current members, and it still had Ace Mason listed as a current member. So I'm assuming that he bought a lifetime membership at some point.
Probably.
And then the second lowest one was John Xline. Do you know John Xline at all?
I've heard that name. I never knew him, but I have heard his name.
He's a Wichita guy. He only played tournaments in 1991. And he's still a PDGA member. So he probably also bought the lifetime at that time. And I reached out to him and I said, hey, what's up? Do you still play disc golf? Are you in Wichita? And he said, I've been busy. I don't play much here. I play when I travel. But you know me, Bruce. I'm not going to take that for an answer. So we're going to get John Xline out here and play some disc golf. And I'm just looking forward to meeting this guy and talking to him and maybe getting him on here to break your record.
You absolutely should. There's definitely, I think, I know Hal Baby. He's in the 1000s.
Wow.
And then I think it's ironic, Rick Rothstein, I'm 2485. I think he's 2458, wow. Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But Yeah, it's pretty cool to have a number that low when you look at what are we in the 300,000s now? I mean,
Not
it's got to be
yet.
close.
Closing in on it, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Stay
like crazy.
stay tuned for the keep the numbers at the front of your mind. They may come up later in the show. I know Bruce probably hasn't watched, but we do play the shenanigans happen at the end of the show.
We play a little game. Normally we have three of us in here playing the game, so we could maybe add somebody in if they wanted to play. So we'll talk. We'll think about that here. We could add a third person into the mix, but yeah. So pretty cool. Why do you think Hal Baby didn't come up on the search? You think maybe he's not current?
He should be. I would think he is. It's kind of he ended up with 2 PDGA numbers. So speaking of bad record keeping, one that was when he first joined, and then when he renewed his dues, they gave him a new one. So it took him a while to get that straightened out. But I think he's like in the 1100 or area for sure. But yeah, he should pop up.
Kevin
How's
Babbitt's claiming that.
1195? Just looked.
When was he? Did it say he's current?
I would think so. I think Crazy's after me. I think he's in the 4,000s.
Kevin Babbitt just said he was number 2,000.
Who is?
Well, Kevin says, "What's crazy?" Then he said, "Crazy's number."
Great.
And he said 2,000. Maybe it was just a guess since he had a question
He's
mark.
guessing.
Yeah.
Hey,
no.
Tell Kevin Babbitt he needs to slow down and wait for later.
Oh,
2022.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He might be ruining the game.
Hey, you're ruining the game. Quit helping.
Kevin, if you want in on the game, send me a message and I'll send you a link.
We'll let you play, but quit ruining my game.
So, anyhow, Bruce, I went through all of your stats from this year all the way back to 1983.
Oh boy!
And I looked at a lot of stuff, man. And disc golf has taken you to some sweet places, dude. Tell me about this Thailand tournament that you went to just this year. The Swarmé? Is that what they call it?
Yeah. It's in Koh Samui, Thailand. It's a little island south of the mainland Thailand. And Wisby went last year and had a fantastic time. And I think Jack went with him. Yeah, Jack went with him. And so Petey called me up and said, "Hey, we're thinking about doing this." So Pete, myself, Sam Ball, and Joe Engelman ventured out that way, which he's world traveling all over the place, but he hooked up for this adventure. And it was eye-opening. It was pretty amazing. The density of population there is mind-boggling. 90% of the people are riding scooters, 4 people deep with a toddler on the front handlebars, and everybody wearing flip-flops riding around on these things. But, just amazing food, a fun little 9-hole course. There wasn't really very many Americans there. There was some European folks, not many really local Thai folks either, but it was a pretty cool experience. It really was.
It sounds like a blast. I mean, once again, all the names you mentioned are just dudes that every time I'm around them, I'm just in awe of what they're going to tell me next.
Well, we made the most of it because we flew into Bangkok and spent a couple days there, and then went up to Chiang Mai where the temples are and stuff, and did some. So we spent probably 60% of the time sightseeing, because if you're going to make a journey, because you're talking 30 hours of travel each way. So we made the most of it and saw some amazing sights and elephant refugees, and the food was unbelievable. And then just the camaraderie of the disc golf event was really, really fun.
Yeah, I'm jealous about that.
Smitty, I got a passport. Will the taco get to Thailand?
No. I got you down for 10 world championships. 10 played. Outside of the one in 1983, which seems to be the favorite. What's the second best?
I would say Santa Cruz. We had a house that was just blocks away from the bay. And there was, it was Jack and Wisby and Dan and Petey. I know there were more other people there, and I feel stupid for not recognizing, because there was 8 or 10 of us in there, and just the, De La Viega is amazing to play, and these other courses, and being on the beach, that was really a fun one. That was fun. And of course, North Carolina at Rockledge Hill was another good one. I actually made the cut for that one. I didn't make very many cuts in all those. I was having way too much fun. But that's the one that I did. But yeah, I mean, those things really, especially as, I get older anyway, I try to make these more vacations, life experiences, hang out with the buddies, check out the city and the scenery and the local foods in these areas. And try to make the most out of it, really. But
yeah, Ronnie and I traveled to Flagstaff last summer, and all we saw was Flagstaff. We probably missed the opportunity to go see some cool stuff, but we weren't there to sightsee. We were both there to see what the heck we could do. So we were a little gun shy about getting in the car and getting down the highway and getting a flat tire or breaking down or getting hit by I don't know what animals they have there, something. So
it worked out really well for one of us that trip. So
we pretty much watched the entire YouTube deck. We saw every video on YouTube that week, I think.
We saw a lot of YouTube.
Bruce, you've been around disc golf for a long time, 44 years. You've seen some amazing changes. You've shared a few of them with us. Outside of the bevel edge disc, what is another just amazing change that you've seen?
Wowza, man. I don't know that it's so much, disc related, but probably in club and course enhancements and improvements to move along with the technology changes with the plastic, right? Because we couldn't be still playing on these courses we played, maybe even 20 years ago, right? So really the transformation in keeping up with the technology of the plastic, I think that's been pretty well done. And then like I mentioned before, just seeing an ace on Sports Center top 10. I mean, yeah. Bang! Gosh, that's just, you're like, okay, we're fine. I'm not seeing any bags cornholes, being on Sports Center right now. Maybe that'll come. I don't know, but I just feel like we've got legitimate recognition for it being a pro sport. And then, looking at one of my heroes, EMAC, being a collegiate coach with scholarship players, at that level. I mean, gosh, that is just brings tears to my eyes. It's fantastic. It really
Pretty
is.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really amazing. Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, I've been around it 25 years, and it's it's not even remotely the same sport it was 25 years ago, other than watching the frisbees fly. So yeah, it's pretty special. We joke all the time. You talk about how things have changed, and one of the biggest things that changed, I think, is the way we consume disc golf. Right, when I first started playing, you had to hope you could find somebody with a VHS of a Worlds from sometime in the 90s, and now we've got so spoiled. I barely watch the post-produced coverage because I'm such a disc golf snob now that if it's not on DGN, I don't want to watch it. It's crazy how things have changed like that.
Right, and the live scoring, and I mean that's probably another one right
That's a
there.
huge one.
Yeah, just having the PDGA scoring, what a relief from tournament directors not having to take scorecards and re-adding and then figuring out payouts. And oh my gosh, that was a huge leap in technology that benefited tournaments for sure.
Yeah, you could almost do a 20-minute lunch now. Right?
Yeah, after the last card, sure. Right. I mean, yeah.
8 years ago, an hour wasn't enough for a TD at lunch because he, number one, didn't get a chance to eat because he was too busy doing all the other stuff. But now you literally just grab your phone and go, yeah, all the scores are in, group, and it just whoop, and you're done.
Well,
back in the day, I'm trying to wolf down a sandwich, and Smitty's handing me a stack of cards saying, hey, man, I need you to count these for me real quick.
Right. Hell, it took 20 minutes to redo the scoreboards, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Bruce on hole 6. Hey, what hole did he? I don't know what hole he said. Yeah. Oh, man.
That's a good one, Bruce, because it's come a long ways.
Yeah. For sure. Remember, I'm sure you had these conversations with your crew. One of these days, disc golf's going to make it. It's going to make it. We're almost there, I think. I think we're getting closer to making it. We've made leaps and bounds, and we have guys making lots of money playing disc golf. But yeah, I think we're pretty close to. We're getting closer.
Yeah, the sponsorship is huge. But, it really all goes back to, because those events, happen, if you're lucky, in your town or your area once a year. But it still takes those clubs and the leagues and the whatever to keep that machine running. So, the folks that are the avid followers of the DGPT, which is exciting and fun to watch, you still can't lose sight of the ground roots that goes on that really supports those events to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agree 100%.
Absolutely. Have you played much Iowa disc golf?
It's been a while. I used to love Des Moines. And they still have, they're right up there in the mecca of disc golf for sure. But it's been a few years for sure.
Yeah, I was Kevin Babbitt always raves about how awesome it is there. I haven't been there, and I was just shocked that you didn't play the 03 Worlds that was in Des Moines, because that's often thought of as like the greatest Worlds of all time, is what people say a lot. So yeah, I haven't been there, but everything I'm hearing and seeing, it seems like they've got it going on. Like you're talking, it's more than just this one weekend deal. It's a full year preparation of all these other things to make the Disc Golf Pro Tour come to town and look awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, those guys up there, they got it going on. Definitely. Yeah, I'm not sure what was happening in 03. Yeah, there was times where, I raised 4 kids and they were kind of like an A set, and 10 years later a B set. So there were periods of time where I was watching a lot of soccer and going to Dallas and Tulsa and all over watching soccer and supporting the kids. But it's good to, all right, you guys are on your own. I can go have fun now. And now as a just, I definitely support the clubs. I'm a KDGA member, PDGA member, although I'm not donating any more to the PDGA. I'd rather give my money to, the Kansas Sports Scholarship or the KDGA. I'm focusing more on local support than those guys. I think they're doing just fine.
Yes, they are. I was one tournament this weekend and I cut them a check for almost $300.
Yeah.
So,
and think how many tournaments they're running now versus, back in the day. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, that's the exact words I was getting ready to say. Mind-boggling.
It's definitely a business now versus probably a good old boys thing for so many years. So, right on. Well, Ronnie, is your game 2-person playable?
It's absolutely. I built it 2-person playable.
Oh, good. Well, hang on
It's
a
just
minute.
the two of you guys. It's just the two of you guys.
I have been instructed to not screw this up. This is the name of the game. Are You a Dummy? It's sponsored by Open Tab Production Company here in town. That's Brendan Kuntz. He does shirts and designs and hooks things up. And
shall we play a game? Shall we play a game? Shall we play a game?
Not bad for an old man.
Doing all right.
All right. Should I put us 3 wide if it'll let him?
Yeah. Let's do it that way.
That good?
That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work.
All right, we're ready.
Okay. So I'm going to call this month's version the Deuce game. Okay?
Deuce is wild.
Deuce is wild. That's even better. Gosh dang it. I completely screwed that up. That was so much better. Okay, question number 1. This one is going to be true or false. True or false. According to the PDGA, which we know is not correct, Bruce's first sanctioned event was before or after true or false? It was before the release of the Michael Jackson Thriller album. So we'll say instead of his first sanctioned event, the Worlds in 1983. Was that before the release of the Michael Jackson Thriller album?
Who's first?
Deuce, you're first.
It was before. I remember watching that being presented when I was in Overland Park, and that was, well after 83.
Yes, it was. Bruce definitely played his first event before that. I think it was 84 when Thriller came out.
I thought the same thing. Here we go. We are all incorrect. So Bruce played the world.
Keeping.
Bruce played the world. Well, I think they're all right. Bruce played the Worlds in July of 1983. The Thriller album was released November 29th, 1982. 1982.
Did you get that from Wikipedia?
I got that. I'm going to say the source I got it from was fairly accurate.
All right.
Well, so I dropped out November of 82.
November 82 is when the album was released.
Dang, it sucks getting old.
Trick question.
Trick question. Got you both.
So I'm up first this time.
Smitty, you're up first this time. True or false? Deuce has played in over 200 sanctioned events according to the PDGA.
44 times. Oh, yes, true.
I missed the question.
Bruce, the question was true or false? You've played in over 200 sanctioned events according to the PDGA.
Am I-
kid. No.
Is he frozen or thinking?
No, well, no, it blanked again. I don't know why. So, one more time. I'm sorry. I'm not sure
True or
what's.
You're
false?
okay.
No problem. True or false? You've played in over 200 sanctioned events.
Oh,
I said true, by the way.
seems like I should, but you know what's interesting is most of those KDGA events back in the 80s and early 90s, there was a aversion to being. I mean, to being in the PDGA.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna say
He's really thinking.
I had over. Was it over?
You cut
Yeah,
out
so
on
true.
us.
So you say true, right? So
Yeah.
you guys are both correct. According to the PDGA, Deuce has played 202 sanctioned events.
Oh, snuck over it. All right, good.
I
202.
would have guessed
Okay.
way more than that.
This
Nice.
next one is an over
Number
under.
one.
This next one is an over under, and again, this is according to PDGA, so stats are obviously we'll take them for what they are. But over under, Deuce has played in 2/3 of the 41 contested KC Wide Open.
Now Ronnie's frozen.
Man,
Did you hear the question?
Yeah,
Hit me with it one more time.
2/3 of
Smitty, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go first here because I think Bruce may know the answer here.
Over under 2/3 of the
Over-
KC
the
Wide
wide
Open.
open.
Over
41
under
of them.
2/3 of the 41 KC Wide Opens.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm going to say yes too then.
According to the PDGA, we know that there's one that's not on there that he already told us about. According to the PDGA, he played in 30 of the 41, but we now know it's
Wow.
31 of the 41. That's a lot, Bruce.
75%, baby. That's got to be the
Over-
most, right?
I
Surely
didn't-
nobody's played
missed-
more.
I missed the answer.
Yes, you played in 31 of 41.
Dang.
Do you think you played in the most KC Wides?
Oh, probably not. Probably not.
Who do you think's got you?
I bet CD probably has
Oh.
me beat. That would come to top of mind.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's probably the only one.
Well, if it's more than 31, that's impressive. I mean, that's all but 10 of them that's ever been played. So
That's right up there with my October Frizz run.
How many of those you got?
Oh gosh, I didn't miss one for probably the first 20, almost 5 years. I mean, back to back to back to back to back.
and that's where I met Bruce about 23 or 4 years ago. Introduced to him by Nick Bunch at an October
Yeah.
Frizz in the middle of a Wednesday playing some practice round on the Grove.
Right on. Yeah.
All
it was
right.
fun.
Over under. Deuce has played in at least one PDGA event for 18 consecutive years. Is over under 18 years.
More over.
Consecutive 18 years. Oh man, I would like to think so, but
Go with your gut.
You dirty dog.
Yes,
That's
I have.
delusion.
I cheat for the guess. You have. So you had a 21-year stretch where you had played at least one event from 1987 to 2007.
Oh wow, okay.
21 consecutive seasons. Okay, now the fun one. PDGA numbers is what we're talking about right here. Okay, we actually got to this a little bit earlier. I've just pulled five guys that anyone who knows disc golf knows all five of these names. I want you to tell me who has the lowest number. Ken Climo, Mitch McClellan, Scott Stokely, Deuce Hudson, Crazy John Brooks.
Well, we know Crazy's got me beat with the 2022.
If Babbitt's right.
I think he is now that because Crazy signed some discs for me, and that number does ring a bell. I'm betting it's Craze.
Well,
That's
we're
correct.
gonna. Oh, well, I'm going Crazy too then.
It's I thought, well, Babbitt kind of ruined that one. Kind of took that one a little way. It was his number is 2022.
I was gonna go Stokely. What was his number?
Is next on? Hold on. Who do you think is next on that list?
I'm going Stokely.
I'm going me.
It is Bruce. Bruce is second on that list at 2485, as we already know.
We always let the guest win.
How
You guys
about
are the best.
how about third? Who do you think is third on that list?
So it's either Stokely or Climo or who was number 5?
Mitch Mack.
Oh man.
Well, I'd say Mitch Mack.
I think Mitch was before Climo for sure.
Scott Stokely is third on that list.
Really?
Yeah,
His number is 3140.
Yeah, I think he started playing when he was just a kid.
Yeah, he was in
or
his
something.
teens for sure.
And I know that I listened to Climo in an interview, and he was an adult when he started playing.
His number might be lower than you think, but I will say this. Now, Bruce, the question is, who has a lower number, Mitch Mack or the champ?
I think it's got to be Mitch Mack.
Smitty?
I also think it's Mitch Mack because I've seen a Worlds where Mitch Mack and Crazy were playing in the final 9, and there was no Climo involved.
You're correct. Mitch Mack is number 3566.
Yeah.
The champ's number is still very, very low, 4297.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. And there's your game. And
So Bruce wins.
Deuce wins.
We got to get Lucas back here so I don't lose.
You're on a bad stretch with the kid out.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
You're 0 for
I
1.
am struggling. So, anyhow, Bruce, man, I appreciate you coming on. That was fun. I love hearing the stories that you guys tell us. I could do this every single day, just listen to these guys talk and tell us what's going on. So I really appreciate it, man.
It's been great here. Thanks for talking me off the ledge to join it. It has been fun, and you guys did ask some interesting questions, and I think you probably got me hooked on checking out the series as you go on. This has been really interesting. Thank you.
If I had to pick one that you should start with, you got to go to the Harvey episode. We had Harvey on about a year ago, and
Today, I believe.
I am still smiling thinking about how awesome that was. So
Nice.
that's
Way
just
cool.
one of my favorite humans. So
He's a good guy, no doubt. He definitely an innovator in his own right in multiple ways for this sports for sure.
yes, sir.
Well, thanks
Yes,
again,
sir.
you guys. I really appreciate you having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Heck yeah. I can't wait to see you next time, Bruce, whenever that is. Somewhere down the
Hopefully
road in a
soon.
few weeks.
Right
Hopefully.
on, man. Maybe
Right on,
Beloit.
buddy.
Oh, you're not going to Beloit. I'm actually
Going to a baseball game.
I know, dang it. I might have to make that is one of my favorites. As you know, Chris, Smitty, that I did get a win there once.
I do know that.
It's one of my cherished places for sure.
Heck yeah.
All right, you guys take
Heck
care.
yeah. See
Thanks,
you,
Bruce.
Bruce.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Ronnie, we got to give some stuff away.
We do. Let's do it.
Yeah. So, Brendan Koontz, let me help Bruce out here. Let me see. Boom. Brandon Kuntz gave us 6 minis to give away. Lucas has those in his possession. He gave them away, was going to give them away to people who commented on the last episode. So we have 6 minis, and we have, let me pull this up. We got 8 people on the Certified Win Dummies Wheel of Names here.
So here's the deal. Do we spin it 6 times or do we spin it twice for the guys who don't win?
Well, there's going to be a little switch to the game.
Oh, okay.
The last 2 that don't get picked, I'm not going to leave them out. You know that's not going to happen.
Of course.
So they're going to get a little something from the Heisernauts.
Let's do it. There we go.
Yeah. So, anywho, the first person getting one of Brendan Kuntz's minis. He's got 3 disc and deals and 3 win dummies, I think.
Okay.
Oh, gotta click on this one. So the first person getting one of Kuntz's minis is
Nate Alton.
Nate Alton. So, Nate, if you're watching, you can get with Lucas and he'll get you hooked up. Or Lucas, you can reach out to Nate. Or Ronnie and I can.
Absolutely. That's too close to call.
Tyson Buffington getting one of Brendan's donated minis. The Loft.
That's good. It's a good consolation prize for Loft since he can't ever stay in the Survivor for more than a week. So hey, you can get a mini.
It's true.
Thanks, Loft.
He's been in the comments all night though, and that's fun. I appreciate that.
We do appreciate that.
Mr. Winters getting a special Kuntz mini. Carlos.
We got one more.
Yes, we do. So one of these 3 dudes is getting the special Kuntz win dummies or disc and deals coverage mini, and the other 2 can get with me and we'll get them hooked up with something. Keep clicking on the wrong dang screen.
Chase almost called it too soon.
Chase Boyd gets the last of those minis, so Luis and Jim can get with me and we'll get you hooked up with something. So right on, man. Well, Ronnie, I think that wraps it up for us. That was a fun time, dude. I really do enjoy just talking to these guys, man. It's so much fun.
I don't know. I mean, I hope everybody else enjoys it as much as we do.
I honestly don't care if they do or not.
I mean, I feel you there. I hope they do. I hope they're really, cherishing these guys that, in the case of someone like Bruce, pioneered the sport for us in our state. And on top of that, could he be, Bruce is one of the absolute nicest people you'll ever meet. And just a great dude, man. So yeah, I hope everyone is really, I know it kind of seems a little bit gluttonous that we get and self-indulgent that we talk to all these guys we've known for forever. And, but there's a purpose to it, man. We're trying to show people who got us to where we are. Right. And these guys played such an integral part of that I'm glad we're able to share that with people.
The one thing I'm disappointed in us for is Bruce probably doesn't even know it, that he was the elite money winner for Kansas in a year.
He was with like 80.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot, but he definitely was. That was one of our game questions a while back. So
It was.
Yeah.
That was fun, man. I was really happy we were able to get him, and like I said, this whole series is awesome.
right on. And we're gonna hunt down one of those other dudes in his list, or I don't know where we're going. Maybe we'll look for some local flavor. We got a few guys around here. Maybe this John.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what kind of a story he'd have to tell, but it sure would be fun to talk to him.
I'm thinking next month there's at least a outside chance that maybe we run down a Kansas State champion.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, that's probably what we should do. Yep. Cool. So right on. Anything in closing, dude?
No, dude. No, I ain't got nothing, man.
Yeah, me neither.
Good luck to everybody. Yeah, good luck in a couple weeks.
Yeah. So good luck to everybody except for Ronnie tomorrow at 6. I heard he's got a big Wampel match to go to and going up against some stiff competition.
I heard he's playing a senior citizen, so I think he'll be all right.
With a bad leg. So, all right, dude.
All right,
We'll check
guys,
you
we'll see
later. Thanks everybody
Appreciate
for
it.
watching. Yep.
See you next month.
Bye.